a lot to be said for positive psychology. We might just see a crumble here from Zaibatsu, but I'm hoping that they're going to come out strong. They've had a lot of confidence on Badlands since the start of the season, since the pre-season. Ips did a lot of homework on Badlands. Middles came back from North America with some interesting strats, some effective strats that really have... I read in a review today, or sorry, one of the articles today saying that the Badlands... Sorry, Zaibatsu's Badlands strategy beat everybody except for Broder, so we'll see if Epsilon have done their homework on their demos. Interesting times, right?
Yeah, no, I mean... I really thought that the classes were playing too effective, but we didn't see much of that. We just saw a couple of times sniper, but I think the inexperience coming through there really, because this is the first time it's in ETF2L, isn't it, Admirable? So obviously everyone's still learning it. Everyone's still trying to learn off the Americans because they've been playing it for a few seasons at the very least, and see how it should be played. I actually think seriously Spy, Sniper, and Heavy is a really good valid option, but I didn't see Heavy come out at all, which was interesting.
Yeah, I feel like on that last map, Zaibatsu, they didn't play with enough urgency when they had an advantage to push, and whenever they were behind, they played with too much urgency. Like, I think if they just took a deep breath, you know, there's always this, like, speaking from experience, every time we play against Epsilon, it was a different atmosphere on Mumble. Like, Ips gets a little bit more hyped, and you know that gets everybody a little bit more hyped.
Adrenaline, yeah.
Even though we talk about it and say, you know, it's just Epsilon, it's just another team, it's like psychological, and that's a great advantage that they have, that they are the champions, and everybody's scared of them, not just those lower teams. Like we saw Solar pretty much throwing the game yesterday, throwing the towel in very early with off-classing and crazy ham strats, but even Zaibatsu get a little bit of fear of Epsilon, and I hope the North Americans are going to feel that fear too as we crush them at I-49, Byte.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if we were to compare, are you talking about the positive psychology? It is a huge factor. I've also been very negative in my teams that I've been, but also sometimes positive, and it makes a huge difference. And if you were to listen to Epsilon's comms, I'm pretty sure you'd find them very calm and soothing, and if anything goes wrong, it's like, no worries, we can just carry on. We haven't actually heard Epsilon's comms yet, have we? So we will try and get them in. We could probably do that now, actually. So, Ari, if we can hear the Epsilon comms.
Matchdings vom es geschrieben habe?
Nee.
Englisch?
A bit German as well.
Doch, das habe ich gesehen. Das war gut.
Okay, I'm back.
Need to tap in, wait.
Let's go. Hey, I'm ready.
Me too.
Yes.
Okay, let's go quick, guys.
Sure, demo.
Please play quick. Play quick. Listen call when we go aggressive, when we go defensive.
Okay,
When we go
so-
middle.
Okay, so yeah, they've actually started. Marvel, if you want to take it away. And ready to...
Oh wow, hello and welcome to VanillaTV. This is Admirable with Byte and Animal. We'll continue this intro after this middle, because I'm watching numlocked go Valley. We're going to see an aggressive rollout here from Epsilon. We've got two players in on the shithouse trying to distract the combo as everybody else from Epsilon focuses down the remaining players. TviQ gets isolated and he is dead right now. Brego's been forced back into the house. There is a scout behind. That was Shocky going down to She Likes It Rough. Now it's 3-on-3, but KnOxXx is just trying to hook up with Brego now, and right now smzi is alone. He's distracted and managed to bait Mike into the valley, so that means it's going to be Demoman versus Demoman here on middle with medics in tow. Mike is going to pick up that frag. I think he got smzi and then jumped away. No? Did he? Yes, he did.
No. He got Nox, but they didn't get the point. So KnOxXx has the Uber advantage. That was very, very weird middle. Like, they initially lost too many, but then they went back in because it was 3 versus 3 because smzi was behind, and and rightly so. I think Admirable. They should have gone back in, and they did. And now they have an Uber advantage. They're just waiting for players to regather themselves, and Nox knows it. So he's probably saying to his guys, "Can you just stay back, guys? Because one of you needs to force it, and the rest of us needs to get out." So, and that's
numlocked setting up a trap underneath. He's got stickies in the cracks here, and KnOxXx knows he's got a big Uber advantage here. They know they've got plenty of time to get healed up. They're going to do the valley push. This is great. They're going to try and catch them off guard. It's been spotted out though by Shocky, who will be calling to his team now. Immediately all the spam switches up valley. The Uber gets popped off, but he's got no one to heal here. KnOxXx popping off a little bit eagerly, and that's exactly what Epsilon wanted. All they wanted to do was force that Uber and get out, and they have achieved that goal. Byte.
Yeah, no, and they've actually taken down smzi, and they're not going to even get this point, or are they? But they might lose a few players. They lost Bash, but they also
Scout
lost...
on the flank. Oh, it's Shocky again, comes in, puts one shot into Brego, then decides it's time to chase the medic. Now everybody realises Shocky is... Oh no, is that a one shot, 2 kill there on Brego and TviQ? What? C frag maybe.
That was very well played. Shocky, man. You just can't leave him, can you? Jesus, just thick aim and just getting his meat shots there a piece. They were weak though, Brego and TviQ, but he obviously you have to hit them to kill them, and he did that. And now Epsilon have a 50% uber charge advantage pushing onto last, but they don't have Shocky. So will they push and wait, not wait for him, or they should push straight away?
Absolutely push, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And that they're already pushing in, they know it, but they do have a Pyro. The Pyro is buying them a lot of time. Look at this. Oh, but TwoNuts, what are you doing? TwoNuts, stay towards spawn. Now go back outside to help your team. They only lost one player. The scout's very weak, and that's a double pick by Ips, taking down Gear and Shocky. However, they're about to lose 4 players. Surely the Heavy can't do anything. They've almost got Uber. He needs to get a slice here. Get a slice, TwoNuts. No, slice. A slice. Come on. Oh, TwoNuts. Could have been hero there. Could have been a hero.
No, he's just a 0. I would have choked as well, but don't worry. I ain't calling out my brother TwoNuts. I understand he's going to be on a little show on Team Fortress TV tonight with myself and Pledge and somebody else, so check that out after the game. Like that plug there, Byte. We're going to go to another middle though, and Epsilon with the Valley rollout. They're coming in, everybody to the Valley, but they're going to bring their combo up on slope. TviQ jumps in immediately and gets taken down. His timing just hasn't been the best from what I've seen so far. If I'm going to call anybody out here, he may be the reason they're losing a lot of these middle fights. And he's dead, and immediately Zaibatsu are going to get out and take up position here around Spire. numlocked already pushing forward, trying to catch anybody off guard, but it's actually Mike who gets caught off guard, comes out on Haunter there and gets taken down by an aggressive TviQ who will go down himself. But that means one scout down. Epsilon are slightly less scared of the potential for a back cap here, and no demo man, that's key.
Oh, this is interesting. Wow, they're actually going to use the Uber to stop the point. They're in trouble. I think they're in trouble. I don't think they should have done that. I think they've rushed that. They're going to lose TviQ surely. Yeah, they lost TviQ and Ips there. All in one go. If you were Epsilon, you'd be pushing surely.
Yeah, they went without the demo man there. They thought they could hold it in time for the spawns to come in, I guess. But look at the scouts of Epsilon just coming in on that bottom left-hand side on the defensive perspective. But Brego and She Likes It Rough are just about holding on to last year.
Oh, no.
Scout on the point as well. Oh, almost got TwoNuts. He's going to go into spawn and survive. Ips. smzi takes out Shocky there, actually. But that means KnOxXx is down. What exactly happened there, Byte? Missed that one.
Sorry?
What happened to KnOxXx? He just couldn't get out?
Yeah. No, the scout killed him. smzi killed him top right, and he was on his own then, so he dropped out bottom right. But then Ips spawned and chased him and got 2 rockets on him. Very nice rockets, to be fair. Ips and just went down. Nothing he could do, really. Just a one-on-one that
it's crits. It's crits.
Would you have not played Spy on this? I would have played Spy to go to last or something. I don't know, just sneaky.
I think they're waiting for Zaibatsu to push here. Oh my god, I'm going to kill myself. Check out the position of Bash here hiding at race up. They're just waiting for some action. Maybe the crits has been spotted out. If they did see that crits beam, like I find in the past playing against KnOxXx, he's almost mechanical, and when he switches to crits, if he dies, he's going to go crits more or less. You can pretty much expect it. If they saw that particle when they pushed out there, they know that they're in a good position here. If they crits in, there's a real opportunity for Zaibatsu just to push with this Uber and destroy a lot of people. We see TviQ on Spy as well. That means they may definitely know that it's crits if he switched up and disguised as medic and checked out that medigun. Now the crits has been popped off. Immediately the Uber comes in from TwoNuts, but the position from Epsilon is great here. They're all just sitting back. No one's committing, so there's no easy frags. Well played, Epsilon.
Yeah, but we'll be looking to push it surely straight away, or are they just dropping out and building again?
numlock's trying to bait people to come top. He's got a crit sticky above that door. It will splash into anyone who walks in there with like the maximum damage. We're going to see TviQ just poking around the lobby, seeing what's happening. Right now, Epsilon have that crit advantage. Obviously, it builds 20% faster than the normal medigun, so that's going to encourage Zaibatsu to push.
Oh, he gets down Gear. Gear goes down. They've been caught off guard here, I think, Admirable. I think Epsilon have been caught off guard. They clearly have.
Well played, Zaibatsu. Epsilon caught napping. That's a great raid, you know, they realised that the crits had put them at a disadvantage, so they just went on it. They saw they were holding close to TviQ, scouted it out, and there you are. KnOxXx managed to survive, but they got all the frags on the point. That was important.
Bit of a problem though, Admirable. TwoNuts doesn't have it yet. That is shocking, because it's been over 2 minutes. How does he not have it? What?
Oh, numlock's first crit sticky's no good. His second finds TviQ though by the Uber charge will be up in time for them to defend here. They're actually sort of baiting Epsilon forward. 2 scouts on the point could get picked. Ips is going to jump up, and again the Uber is very early.
And I'm like, get out. He can get out. Yep.
Epsilon are going to get out for free. That's disappointing.
That was interesting because they did so well there, cashing him out. But TwoNuts wasn't healing anyone for ages. He would have had Uber in time if he was with someone, and then they could have easily contested choke. And then, yeah, it would have been a different story, but now they've used their Uber to actually... Now they're going to have to push, and that soldier's going to get absolutely roasted, surely. He should go down here. I'm surprised he hasn't gone down. Yeah, there we go. TviQ goes down, and yeah, they're in trouble here, Zaibatsu. They've lost Brego and TviQ.
I know that this is sort of a bad cycle you can get into sometimes. You do bad, like, sort of Ubers that are ineffective, and then you just feel you have to push and go for it. And we saw that. They were standing a height disadvantage against a demo man who was fully loaded, soldiers around him. They walked in there, tried to make something happen. I mean, against any team that's tough, but against Epsilon that's damn near impossible. It didn't happen for them, and now they're back holding last. They've had to give up the Spire, and they're going to face a crits. TwoNuts is almost on his charge, and Epsilon are nowhere near pushing, so it will be crits against Uber. It'll be interesting to see how Zaibatsu want to deal with this one. Will they manage to push out this time, or will they be happy just to hold last and play it from there?
I think the fact that they've held it 3 times now when Epsilon have asked them is a good sign, but yeah, it's just eventually going to catch up with them, surely. Unless
see some comms maybe Byte for the crits.
From Epsilon?
Pressure,
yeah, Epsilon comms.
Just a bit to fake the crits. Yeah, we will. I go back.
Heal me.
Okay. I use it? Seb?
No.
Oh, I thought. Resistance. Scoot on me. Nice. Keep pushing anyway. They almost didn't stick trap there.
I'm going bottom right, yeah?
Split
Are
your
we
push.
pushing?
Split your push.
Yeah.
Seb is fuck.
I'm in on last.
Lucky Seb. Sorry, my bad. I should
Don't,
have.
I got 23 health demo, he's getting healed
I
up.
go back, guys. Go back, Willis. Or demo.
Mike might go down here. No, it's fine.
No, see.
Ah, the fucking crits.
Do I.
Help! Oh god.
I spawned, I'm
Go
coming.
back up maybe, Bash?
Yeah.
Stefan on your block point.
Yeah.
Bash for the backup.
Push
Demo
main.
took
You're pushing out now.
Pause right here as well.
Yeah, I think we got a pause. Yeah, I think we do have a pause now. So, yeah, no, I mean, going back while the pause is here, Admirable, going back to that, positive psychology. Do you see what I mean, though? Like, Nox made a mistake, and the team's like, don't worry about it. Let's just continue. It's such a huge difference, isn't it? And just dwelling on it, I suppose, and they just carry on as if nothing's happened. I just find I think that's the key to their success, really.
But listen to KnOxX's calls, they're so precise and just perfectly calm. He's like, yeah guys, you need to split your push here. He's calling for them to work the flank in just a few words, and then he's like, he wants the scouts to block Spire here to try and stall them out as long as possible and draw this fight out. He's perfectly in control. That crits that he popped off, I suppose he was counting, he was considering that maybe TwoNuts had flashed somebody, but the fact that Ips had the full Uber for 8 seconds meant that it just was out by a couple of seconds there. Otherwise it might have been good, they might have got that soldier medic pick, but they pushed off it anyway. Numlocked got dropped, and immediately the decision making is excellent. As soon as they've lost their demo man, they're like, yeah, there's no point in continuing here, let's just fall back into a position where we have the advantage and Zaibatsu are forced to make a play, and that's just how Epsilon bring these errors out of teams. Now Zaibatsu full demo man down, but Epsilon are already in a strong position. Even though they only have 5 players, they're ready for it, man. They've got their scouts ready to block, and they've got or sorry, not demo man down, but whoever went down there, and they're ready for action. He's respawned, that's what it is, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just being told that it's actually TviQ with mouse disconnection issues. Seems to be a common case here for most gamers now at the top level, where their mouse cord starts disconnecting.
You know what that is. You know what that is, right?
What? Go on.
This isn't an actual disconnect. This is Ips. Well, maybe it is, but
do you want to hear them? We can hear them.
A lot
we
of
can
times,
we can find the proof.
Ips is just like, yeah, I'm going to tell them my mouse disconnected or something like that, so they can have a little break in the game.
Ari, let's hear this.
It was not too late. It was definitely not too late. What is it? We need coordination. What are they destroying us with? I feel like we're damaging people, but we're never finishing stuff off.
These comms probably aren't in sync, are they?
Yeah, but it's fine. No, it's fine. But we would get to here. So let's just cut that off, I suppose, for now, and go back to the action. So they have actually unpaused, and TviQ and Brego go down. And
oh, that's got totally denied there on main.
They're going down.
But the crits comes in, they forgot about that crits. Maybe the pause made them a little bit forgetful there. Or maybe that happened before the pause. What am I talking about, Byte? This is why they paused it. Because they lost a round and they paused for a heart-to-heart.
Indeed, I can see Ips is just trying to find the answer, Admirable. He's looking and seeking answers from his team. Like, what is the problem? We're better than these guys, and that's the feeling I'm getting off him. And I think they just need to. TviQ needs to play a better game. He's not having the best of games, like you said. He is the weak link at the moment, jumping in too early for my liking.
On this medal, though, every player of Zaibatsu has managed to survive, and both teams are up here duking it out. TviQ's going to find Bash, but then Gear comes in with a big frag onto Ips, numlocked onto TviQ, and Shocky will kill TwoNuts. The HUD's slightly broken for me, so I can't see the deaths there, but I can see them on the scoreboard, and it looks like She Likes It Rough is the last man alive.
That is indeed correct, and that started off so well for Zaibatsu, and just went downhill.
Bad feeling, Byte. I think this might be an instant roll here. This is why they paused, because they lost the third round. I'm gonna call it, Byte. I've looked into my crystal ball. Maybe they're just gonna lose this one instantly.
Admirable with the hacks there of predicting the future or just knowing his teammates very well. One of the two.
We'll see. I'm gonna follow the action of the combo here. It's gonna be Epsilon's Nox with numlocked pushing down from lower. They're going to bring it in Mike as well. The Uber gets popped off. All players are brought through. The Pyro drops down, but he's been just minced up there among the explosions. And now there's a scout on the point. Gets so much time on there. That was nice from Shocky, and that will allow everybody to be beat it on and cleaned up. And there we have it. This must have been the pause from TviQ's Phantom Mouse disconnection. Woo!
Oh, I love it. The fact that Admirable has all these
sort of like
so conspiracies. Mad. Yeah, but they need to come up with an answer, and they can easily. They have the DM. They just need to sync. It's not syncing so well for them at the moment. Solder goes completely aggressive onto the Delman. He takes down Brego, and Gig does his job there. But it's actually 4 versus 4 at the moment. The difference is they have numlocked. What can numlocked do? That Solder gets completely denied by the scout. Takes down smzi. You see, that is the problem. It's just so lethal, and this Brego went down. That's it. He's jumping on already on the Soldier, and oh, what a shot! What a shot! Look at that! What a shot! Oh, you just got absolutely raped, numlocked. Good to see him screaming on comms. They should be able to hold this, surely, Admirable.
Yeah, Imp's going huge there now. He's faced with the daunting task of jumping up against Bash. He will land a lot of damage. The Uber gets popped off, but it's too late. Ips is already dead. He's in that spawn queue. A little help from Mike, and Bash sent him there, and that is just heartbreaking. Another fairly ineffective Uber from Zaibatsu. They're just not getting anything here. They're not hitting the roll of the dice with these charges. Epsilon are just playing them for fools, man. And now Nox has popped his Uber off, but they've managed to pick up TviQ. They're going to be able to cap Spire and take position in the lobby, all off the back of that Uber charge. That's decent.
Yeah, no, a lot of the waterworks are coming in, Admirable, because it's going to be 4-0 here any minute. Brego's surely going down, and it's 4-0 with only Epsilon needing one more round here, Admirable. This is looking ominous, I think. But I do hope your men can come back with a reply, because I really want to see a match on this. I thought they would at least get a couple of rounds, didn't you? Or do you think it was a 5-0?
No, I thought they were going to win, mate. Did you not hear my prediction? I mean, it's the same thing every season. Every season, when the top 3 play, everybody's like, "Ooh, they might beat Epsilon this time." Epsilon just crushed them, and then they do their homework for the playoffs. You might see a close game there, but right now it looks like Zaibatsu in a full collapse here. They're going to come in through Shithouse, take control of that Epsilon train, but they haven't dealt with that scout. Shocky comes in, gets TwoNuts down to half health. TviQ and TviQ are super weak, but they've got a 2-man advantage. Epsilon could clean up here, although the health is being replenished super quickly for Zaibatsu, and they've managed to kill everybody but Mike and Nox. TwoNuts did go down in that melee though, down to Bash.
That's a good pick there by Mike. Sorry, I was just watching Mike, what he was doing. Why was he going on Spiral? He saw TviQ, he saw Ips, and now TviQ and Ips go down. That is not smart when they have Uber advantage, Brego. Brego, get out. Get a sticky trap up. You need to get an important pick here. Maybe 1, if not 2 picks. That'd be great and help the team. That was silly for TviQ and Ips to go for. I know they were trying to go forward, trying to get for the cap or the pick or force the Uber.
Yeah, I mean, too often teams don't play the advantage the position offers. If they just sat back in middle and met their medic, they would have had heals and position. They could have got that foresight easily. Like, definitely could have forced Epsilon, maybe without even losing a player, but they chased for it there. They're feeling a bit desperate, fair enough. There's still 15 minutes on the clock though. Keep it cool, Zaibatsu, keep it cool. Yeah,
no, they did manage to pop off the Uber, but they do have crits. Will not know.
Sky on the point! Sky on the point!
Oh, they need to be careful here. Demo's in.
And the crits, the scout distraction!
Scout on
I'm
the
sorry,
point!
that's...
Scout on the point! Oh my god, they're in disarray. They're in disarray. Yeah, that's it. That's a GG, Admirable, with still 15 minutes remaining on the clock. And that is all they wrote there. Wow. Did you expect that at all? Do you want to hear the comms? Do you want to hear the comms? Do you want to hear the comms
No,
from the team?
I'm gonna slip my wrists if you put on the Zaibatsu comms. It's probably a big argument. Don't bother, Byte. Please let them save some face.
Okay, let's not then. But I do believe Ips is going to come on anyway after. He agreed to come on after the game, even if they won or lost, to sing a song, I think. I think Ari was telling us, so...
Amazing. It's going to be a sad song, let me tell you that, buddy.
I can already feel the pain through Admirable, even though he's not even playing and he hasn't been playing this season. It's quite, yeah.
You know, me and Felix, we have a link, a blood bond, and I feel his pain. We're like twins, you know? It's like whenever he's hurt, I feel hurt. I'm just like randomly out for a run and the Ips gets air shot. I fall down on my knees. I'm like, oh my god. Something bad has happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, Epsilon, when they started going, that's it, Crackclan couldn't... Sorry, Crackclan, oh my god, I said it once, my first time today, god damn it, Zaibatsu buckled, unfortunately, and yeah, it didn't work out for them, but let's see if we can get Ips on Mumble, guys, so please stay on the stream, guys, if you want to hear Ips just sort of like debrief us on what happened and what was going wrong for them. Viaduct was probably a closer game for them, so...
Yeah. Maybe we should do a little outro for the VODs, Byte. We're gonna split it up like that.
Go for it. Yeah, sorry, go for it.
Oh wow, I'm gonna run through my spiel here, Byte. Thanks for tuning in to VanillaTV with Admirable, Byte, and Animal. You just saw Animal doing it up in 60 FPS. Wow, TF2 never looked so fluid, Byte. This has been ETF2L Season 15 powered by Blackout Gaming. Premiership Week 6 fixture between Zaibatsu, not Crackland, and Epsilon eSports. You just saw them lose in 15 minutes 5-0 on Badlands. That was the second map. It's going to be a full 6 points for Epsilon. Now Zaibatsu are facing off against Broder. That's going to be the game that decides the rankings, who's going to finish second and third, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Admirable, where do you go from here? It's like, you know, I-Series is coming up. Obviously, this wasn't the grand final, so, but, you know, Crackland...
Who?
Oh my god. Zaibatsu. We've been used to them because of you imprinting their name in like last season so much. We just got used to them. But yeah, we'll go back to Zaibatsu. I mean, where do you go from there? I mean, like, we've got two top teams here in Europe, right? Literally, like, they're one of the top teams in Europe, aren't they? Here, Zaibatsu. And they get destroyed by Epsilon 5-0 with 15 minutes remaining. Like, I mean, what is it? Like, what... How can you explain that?
It's a psychological thing, man. It's like, you heard the comms, everything was just falling apart for them. It's nothing to do with their practice regime. They put in so much work, but it's just this game.
Yeah, no, I do agree.
It's like the boogie team. They have the fear, man. It's the fear. They need to conquer their fear, even though they mightn't admit that they're scared of Epsilon. On some level, they don't believe that they can beat Epsilon, man. I'm bringing you down to a psychological level here. They need to believe.
That's
get the info.
That's very yeah. Go for it. That's very Matrix worthy. They need to believe, literally believe in the one, and just try and literally push themselves forward. I think you're right. I genuinely think they're right. I think their DM is equal. I think not to be too critical, Admirable. I don't know if you agree, but I think Two Nuts with his inexperience as medic in Prem did cost a little bit because you saw a lot of premature Ubers. I don't know if you spotted that, but I'm pretty sure you would have. Sometimes he Ubered when he didn't need to. I thought he needs to have less fear and more faith in his awareness, like in terms of when to pop, because there was a lot of times where he had to Uber, and I didn't think he had to. But obviously, fair play to him. He's playing first time this season as medic in Prem, so you know, complete wild card. Hello, Ips.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I sort of agree with you there, about. How's it going, Ips?
We got destroyed.
Talk to us, man.
We'll come on to the game very quickly. First of all, commiserations, Ips. Viaduct was, despite the score, the Viaduct was getting closer and closer. I think it's definitely a better map for you than Badlands. Would you agree?
No.
So what made Viaduct worse for you then?
What was both dog shit? How can you say one map was worse than the other?
Out of the two,
Viaduct is just getting looks closer. They were still destroying us on Viaduct. Like the one time it became really close was because their medic decided to taunt, and it got really tense to the end.
That was sick.
We have to keep in mind that they completely destroyed us. I just had a little team talk in Mumble where I said if we play like this, we're going to lose to Broder, and
got God forbid,
That-
obviously, if
that
that
we
happened.
that we play really bad. Like we played really bad tonight. we tried against RM. That's shameful for us.
Take us through the atmosphere on Mumble tonight. We tuned in halfway through, right, and we heard you and TviQ arguing in the intermission about something that happened
On Viaduct.
On
It was
Viaduct,
on
but
the rock, I think.
at the start of
Yeah,
Viaduct,
it's
were you were you ready
it's
to win?
like, you know this, James. We play together in team, right? We have
Yeah,
a
man.
problem in this team. We don't have native English speakers. Nobody's confident giving positive input. There's this thing in TF2 that people give each other input all the time, but it's negative. Like people say, I get destroyed, the scout's destroying me, the demo's destroying me, etc. It's not a fix to a problem. What you should do is tell your teammate, like, can you focus more on that soldiers, on the scouts, etc. And that's the state of agony that we went into. This communication hole where you never can climb out of. There's like, I don't know what to do on mids, and I was starting to whine that I have to initiate mids, etc. And it's killing us. Like, it's killing the spirit. We are a very momentum-based team. So if it's a good game for us, it's a good game for us. It never will it will continue for 30 minutes to be good. But if we start to, like, I don't know, lose it a bit, then we lose it big times.
Yeah, that's what we sort of focused on a lot. Having heard that clip of the comms, we really, or I suggest it, obviously from my experience in the team, that things can start to really get people down. Like, after I predicted a 2-map win for Zaibatsu, but after Viaduct, I said, this could be just the end where everybody's
already. And I have
down.
to say, no, I'm not going to call out anyone. Nope, that's not what I'm going to do.
We called out a few people. We were trying to analyse the game. One thing we saw happen a couple of times was that TviQ was he was initiating and dying. He was either needed to let you guys initiate and come in later for the cleanup,
Nah, he needs
or
support.
else time better. Or okay, there we have
He
it.
needs support by TviQ, and TviQ says he doesn't know what to do, and he gets destroyed on mid. I don't know how this works. I have to watch into the STVs.
Yeah.
But if they can focus multiple targets, go in multiple ways behind them while fighting us in mids, then there's something wrong and somebody's bullshitting, right?
Yeah, no, of course. I think on Badlands, I can't remember on Viaduct, but on Badlands, TviQ was there too early, going in for the kill too early, and TviQ couldn't help him. That was was the main thing we looked at.
We have the setup on slope, right? And they push through our shithouse. It's the easiest mid to play for a demo man that plays from balcony. He's just spams, and TviQ and me jump in and nothing dies. And then afterwards, I talked to Brego, and he says the call came too late for shithouse, which it didn't. It's just people not listening. And this whole problem here is not somebody hitting more scattergun shots and more pipes and just overall outclassing someone. It's just in the head of the people.
Yeah, I mean, Admirable was saying that as well, because we genuinely think DM-wise you could easily match Epsilon, but yeah, it must be a synchronization thing, like with the comms and focusing fire, obviously, and. I was mentioning about TwoNuts. TwoNuts is a debut to Prem, isn't he? So we can't be obviously too harsh on him. He's still learning. I feel I was saying to you yesterday, Ips, wasn't I, in the mix that we're playing, that he's learning to play medic in Prem, and it's quite a hard task, playing at the top 3 in Europe. So the only thing I've noticed about TwoNuts is that he seems to pop his Ubers sometimes when he shouldn't have, or prematurely. Yeah. Is that right? Is fair to say?
It's a result out of this, though, out of the communication. Yeah, medic, it's so reliable.
I'm sure it spirals. Yeah.
It spirals down so much, and the team is really relying on me figuring out what is going wrong, right? But in these mids against Epsi, the shit that goes down, the shit that loses you mids, is happening before I arrive on mid. So that
doesn't give you a chance.
Yeah, that's where the communication problem comes in. I need Brego to tell TviQ to focus this and that instead of this negative input. We will focus on this. I mean, hopefully we'll get another shot in the playoffs. We will see. I'm very disappointed. Like, if I talk honestly, I expected us to play a lot better. I can't change the result now. It is really shit, but it always has been like this. I mean, we weren't born into greatness. It was always a slow progress, and we will focus on what we did wrong and hopefully come back in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's the best attitude you can go with, Ips, really. Literally go back to the drawing board, see what you can change and fix up, and you just rebuild from there. I think, obviously, you're guaranteed in the playoffs, which is a good thing. And, obviously, you still have to play Broda, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be another crucial game for you guys, just to see where you're at with, rebuilding. I think that'll be your next sort of milestone to see if you've actually improved. And I think it's probably prepping you up, to the grand final, hopefully.
we have to. What I really want to point out is that I think we got a bit. How do you say it? Fooled into a situation where we thought we are in a really good position to play Epsilon now, like with them constantly trialing people, etc.
Right,
in the
yeah.
last weeks, and we have us having good results. You know what? The first thing I said when we lost to them right now, the first thing I said in Mumble was, "You fucking guys are singing before this match starts," like. Because people go into this game like la 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 la, we end up players either way, and we played good against them in the past 2 weeks. We're gonna do it now again, and you know that Epsi's gonna they make like, and then they're 30% better. They don't have to give a shit in scrims, right? Like they don't have any points to prove, and they were trialing the 2 or the 4 medics during the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So any scrim result there it doesn't matter in the 60 minutes if you don't perform. And I feel we went into this whole thing with the wrong mindset, then got our ass handed over, and we never recovered from the slap in the face.
I saw
Sorry, Admirable, go for it.
just on Viaduct. I felt there was a lot of situations where a little bit of aggression would have served you better, but you guys seem to show Epsilon respect, and I'm not sure if that's to do with calls or whatever, but
yeah,
this is something like that came up throughout the cast where I was saying that some teams, even if they don't want to admit it, everybody that plays Epsilon is a little bit scared. Is it a different atmosphere on Mumble? Is it different for you today because you're playing Epsilon?
You can always relate when I say that. One of the biggest problems still in this team when you were medic was initiation, right? Like on every map, even if it's snake mid, gully mid, etc. People were relying too much, I think, on the pocket on the 300 because I played a style really aggressive in transitions and on caps and repushes, right? Where I just go in with the Uber and I force a multi-charge. I feel like people think that I do this on mids as well. But it's not how it works, and I feel that, like, especially TviQ and TviQ, like, they're waiting a bit too long at the moment. They're not as coordinated as I wish they would be with the damage that Brego is delivering over the point to actually initiate plays. And then I have this pocket soldier disease of me feeling that I get useless after 5 seconds of just standing on a point, and then I jump in, and then that moment gear jumps and my medic dies behind me, and I'm like, oh, wow, this again.
It's certainly not ability though, Ibs, obviously, because TviQ and TviQ's damage output is next to nothing. It's insane, isn't it? So obviously, like you said, it's got to be a sync thing, maybe.
Yeah, it's our coordination.
So
they're super good. Like, Jesus Christ, my team, like, they are consistent out of the best. Like, most of them are maybe the best in their class. No, as it's shown now, but they're really, really, really high tier players. It's not like somebody's underperforming because he's just an idiot. But all together, we have to be a unit to beat this team because they are a unit and we aren't a unit. We are just DMing. We are just going in, taking it easy because of scrims, and that's. I can just summarize it like this: our heads weren't in place, and their heads were in place, so they just destroyed us, and like completely destroyed us. There wasn't a single time where I felt like, well, I had like one good Uber charge where I killed like 4 people, and that was for me my moment of 60 minutes. And I was like, this can't be it. I destroyed numlocked. He jumped behind my medic.
We saw that big air shot.
He's an idiot. Numlocked is just dreadful, man. Without Mike, he would be nothing, but he knows this. I tell him every day. You know this.
So much love. Yeah, I heard it yesterday. The love for numlocked here. But yeah, Mike was on fire today, believe it or not. I think he on Byte he had way more damage than anyone, literally. Yeah. So obviously them having Mike back from because he was inactive, from exams, but yeah, so it seemed to work out for them. But hey, like you said, you're gonna rebuild, and hopefully we'll see you back stronger. And I think Brodo will be the next test for you guys to see where you're at, and then take it from there, I guess. Admirable, I have nothing further to ask. Ips, do you have anything to ask?
Yeah, well, just watching the games, like you're saying you got smashed, but really you guys had plenty of opportunities where you had a little chance to come back or push back. You'd won an engagement and you were sitting there with a charge. And if I could offer any advice from having just been able to watch the game, obviously you're going to see the demos later, but Epsilon, whenever they're sitting in a position where they have a uber disadvantage, they're just waiting for you to push and get that force, and they're just so good at it. They get the force every time.
Yeah, but do we have that? Like when we jumped in, I think in Viaduct we didn't have a single suicide away, for example, that forced the medic.
No, you all went the same way. Like in the air, you were all the same position. That was the problem. There was no flanking as much. That was the problem.
It's all just comms, man. I remember mids where I flew in a bit behind, like was flying in a bit behind Brego, and he says like the medic is behind a rock, and I arrive and the medic is on the stairs to the left. So my whole angle is wrong already. It just comes like it's horrible, but we will get there. I hope we will get there.
It's not
Maybe
just...
we should. Maybe Byte has like a English teaching school over the weekend and tells people how to talk English.
Oh,
Desperate
man.
times, desperate measures. Sorry, Matt, what you were going to say?
I'll not offer any more insight. This is... I've had enough.
You made him wilt. Ibs, you made him wilt.
Nah, alright then. What I was going to say was I'm not talking about the middles or Viaduct. That's a map I don't fully understand. Just in Badlands, sure, you were losing the middles, but like when you're coming out from last to 2 or pushing 2 to 3, it's always that you guys are Ubering way early, and that's not just on 2-nuts, but it's like there's not enough information. You know the way numlocked is always playing forward, forcing you and then jumping back, or they're just...
Exactly, and we don't have that.
You could never, like, you had these opportunities, but you weren't able to make them pay. You couldn't take bank, man, and that was just what was heartbreaking for me.
Yeah, but that comes, right? Like that's people telling each other where they are, what they shoot out. There was one moment that stood out for me, and maybe it's also my fault that I point out stuff like this in scrims. But I said we are pushing out from last to Spire, and I'm staying on last because obviously I have a shotgun. When a scout is coming in, I can deny him easier than fucking T-Mac. Sorry for swearing. Than T-Mac on last. And all I hear is positioning calls: scout on balcony, demo and show, etc. And one after another out of my team dies. And I'm like, you don't need to tell each other where people are. You need to tell each other what you want to fight. You know, like I need support on the scout. That's what I said before. Like positive input, and we don't have that today. We have that sometimes. I see the improvement over time. If I like just recap the last 2 months, like the comms changed drastically, but it's what makes the difference in the end, right? That someone like an unlock can just be there's a sniper in show, let's push on him, we have to push, etc. Scout, please go get to the point and stuff like that. We're just headless chickens running around. No coordination. There was no coordination at all for 60 minutes. Like sometimes a glimpse of a good moment and a bit of momentum, but that's not coordination. At least not what I feel like we could have performed. And obviously I take blame for this as well.
You're ruining Admirable's brain.
Byte.
He's about to crumble to pieces.
I get the feeling like this is like therapy for Ips. I think we should be charging like I don't know, €100 an hour or something.
I'm always really realistic about what we are.
No man, you're speaking truth. You're speaking truth, but
and obviously like people were waiting for, like, as we did as well. We were hoping to give Epsi a better shot, but it didn't happen because we're not good. We didn't play good tonight, and that's it. I'm also not going to say, like some teams, they like to say that they had a bad night. It's fairly obvious for me now that we just have a communication problem. You know the team I'm talking about, James, so.
Begins with an E and ends with a rotor.
Yeah. They from time to time have bad nights, man, and they were taking weeks off, even if it's just 8 days. And then they start.
Oh, the trash talk begins. Ips, I've got one question for you before we wrap things up, and it's not about the game. It's about... You just said fuck there. I'm just quoting you there. You said fuck on the stream. I'm not going to lie. You said fuck, okay? But are the Zaibatsu sponsors going to be mad about that?
What do you mean? The Zaibatsu sponsor? We're not getting sponsored by Zaibatsu. What is this?
That leads me on to my next question, Ips. What is happening? Have you found an org yet? Is there any movement?
The orgs are really, really slow to respond. I didn't expect, like, not respond. Obviously, we are talking to them right now. But TF2 is such a shit game that they have to fucking evaluate every single dollar they put in this game. I'm not joking. I completely understand from a business point of view where they're coming from. And we don't need much, basically. We don't basically need nothing. We just want to play for someone. And they still have to think about it. It's not because of us being of our individuals in the team. It's about investment outcome in the end, right?
Whoa, sorry, guys. I just realised this could be really awkward. I mean, Byte? Are Zaibatsu joining TCM Gaming?
No, I haven't been told otherwise from X1 now.
Broder's CCM for LAN.
They're using the hardware from TCM, yeah.
And they will be tagged up as TCM as well.
Ooh. Ooh, you can tell them now that
it all says it on their fundraiser.
Oh, right, okay. Now that they've raised the money.
You were just,
I just clicked the donate button. Take my money!
Yeah, well, I hope that. By the way, I think they need like another $50. So please support those cheapskates. I really
I think
can't be
it's
asked
full.
playing 9 men in the semi-final.
I checked it before the game, and I think they've completed their fundraiser. So I think everybody's funded. Maybe everybody should start giving it to the Israeli fundraiser. You know, get
No,
Sparry and
that wouldn't
Rebel
have
to
had
land.
anything. Much rather see another good American guy coming over to help Vanilla or something than the Israelis. Not because I'm German, obviously.
Yeah,
Don't
German
look
that
at me
hates
like
Jews.
this.
We've
No,
heard this all before.
they're all just idiots. That's how it is.
Okay, so let's just wrap this up, the show, Admirable.
Okay.
I've just got to mention that VanillaTV will be casting the cup on Sunday. Are you guys playing Ips, the ESA gamer? After this, Ips is like, maybe not.
Well, no, it's guaranteed money, so
Yeah, so you should
we're
play. You
always
got
in
nothing
for the
to
money,
lose,
you know?
right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it could be money that you use for LAN, you know. So
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
definitely worth going for. And you guys are easily top 3, so you should get a decent amount of money.
That's at least something. That has more to do with the other teams though than us at the moment.
Don't take credit away here, Ips.
Thanks for being more shit than us. The rest of
So yeah, VanillaTV will be covering the ESA gamer. It starts actually at 12:15 CST, and all the way through to midnight, I believe. So it's a one-night cup, or one-day cup, should I say? And we will be covering all the games with how many bunch of casters, Admirable? I think you're in it as well, aren't you? Adok, Admirable, Mia, Beach, doing a debut, Hayden, Beta and Arcs, and loads of streamers as well. So tune in for that on Sunday as well. And Admirable, you said there's something on TF.TV about some sort of show with you, TuneUps.
Oh yeah, it's Fully Charged EU is on tonight, I believe. Pledge, of course, the host of that, but I've been invited back after my amazing debut. They want to see that big head on camera again, and I'm just trying to see if the lineup is posted anywhere, but it's definitely, or at least I heard earlier, it was Pledge, me, Two Nuts, and somebody else.
When is it? What time?
It's in the next 30 minutes, I guess.
Okay, so 30 minutes from now, guys, those listening and still tuned in, pop over to...
Spin is the 4th. I like to spin is the 4th.
How do they go listen? Is it like a YouTube, or what is it?
Head over to twitch.tv/Team Fortress TV, or go to teamfortress.tv for more information, and it is in 30 minutes. Pledge's message to confirm me, so check that out. You can see faces, people will laugh.
Obviously one of the post analysis will be about this game, so we'll be interested to see what the others think as well. But Ips, thank you very much for coming on, muchly appreciated. And thank you for giving us your brutal realism, honesty.
Well, yeah.
But no, it's appreciated, and obviously, like we said, rebuild, and hopefully we see you back in the grand final, competing with Epsilon and rocking their boat, as it were. Admirable, thank you for joining us as well. It's been a pleasure.
Anytime.
And yes, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and tune on for Sunday, and have yourselves a very good night.
Yep.